Hello students, how are you? Once again I am here. I am Faisal Mushtaque, teacher of Jesus and Mary School. So now today I am going to teach subject Geography, Standard 6, the chapter first name, the Earth's major landform. So now in this chapter I will discuss introductions of Earth, and in introduction of Earth is known as a blue planet. Why? I will discuss. Then after layers of the Earth: crust, mantle, and core. So now introduction of Earth. Earth is the only planet in the solar system known as harbor. You know student, harbor means a place of shelter. So now the Earth is a small critical layer of atmosphere. So now the Earth is fifth planet of solar system and the third planet from the sun. When the sun at the distance about how much 150 million kilometer something, the Earth solar system, the third planet from the sun, distance about the something 150 million kilometer. So students, in Earth our atmosphere is a composed of I think 78% nitrogen and 21% oxygen. 1% is only for our constituents gas. So now it is the densest planet in the solar system. It has a powerful magnetic field. So Earth is known as a blue planet. Why? So because when astronauts first went into the space, so they looked back at the Earth with human eyes for the first time. So based on their observation, according to the astronauts, so the Earth acquired for nickname. The nickname was the blue planet because the 70% of our planet is totally covered with oceans, rivers, and number of water bodies. So the Earth is a home to millions of species of plants and the animals. Now I will discuss the other points, layers of the Earth. In Earth, introduction of Earth, I am giving some information about the layers of Earth. Crust. So crust is the outermost thinnest layers of the planet. So the solid crust is the outermost thinnest layers of the planets. The crust average 25 miles in thickness and is divided into the 15 major tectonic plates. So now the most abundant elements in the Earth crust, including some gases: oxygen, silicon, aluminum, iron, and calcium gases, and including the minerals. Three types of rocks, such as I am giving example: igneous rock, sedimentary, and the metamorphic, can be found in the Earth crust. So now Earth crust, I think it is Earth crust divided into the two part. One part is the soil, the second part is the sima. Soil is from the top layer of the lithosphere, but soil is consist of silica and aluminium, and sima It is a layer below soil. ये थोड़ा soil के नीचे होता है. It is the made up of silica and magnesium. So now mantle. Mantle. The next part is the mantle. The mantle is a layer inside a planetary body bounded below by a core and above by a crust. Crust के ऊपर और core के नीचे. So mantle materials is hot. The mantle is about 1,802 miles thick and is composed of silicate minerals. So the base of mantle at the boundary with the outer core termed the famed name Gutenberg discontinuity. So ये एक theory है. So now scientists are utilizing seismic topography to construct the dimensional images of the mantle. So now the upper layer of the mantle, it's called to ascentosphere, and the lower layer of the mantle is called the mesosphere. So core. The next part is core. It is a central and innermost portion of the earth. Core is divided into the two parts. First, earth's inner core. Second, earth's outer core. So now the central or the innermost portion of the earth core lying below the mantle and probably consisting of iron and nickel two minerals. It is divided into a liquid outer core. So earth inner core. So students, it is a innermost geologic layer of the earth. It is a layer. So it is, I think, primarily of a solid ball with a radius of about range of 1,220 kilometers. Now, the earth outer core. So, the earth outer core is soft and does not let the earthquake waves pass through it. So now, landform. Now, out of the total area of surface, about 71% covered by the water, rest amount of 29% is the form of the land. यानी कि पूरे surface of पूरे इसमें 100% में आप 71% पानियों से बिल्कुल तरीके से covered है और 29% आपको land masses है. So now the vast of area of the water surrounding the land masses are two interconnected. वो एक दूसरे से interconnected हैं. So now this level of water is called the sea level. इसको हम लोग sea level कहते हैं. एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे हम आपको बताते हैं और आपके according to your books example. So now Mount Everest, which is the highest points on the earth's surface. The highest height of the Mount Everest is something 8,848 meters above the sea level. The second is the deepest points on the earth's surface, Mariana Trench in the Pacific Oceans. It height something below the sea level, 11,034. So students, the next point is the landforms. The surface of earth is not the same everywhere. हर जगह एक समान surface of earth नहीं है. So now some are elevated, some elevated the higher than surrounding area. That means some are rugged appearance या उसका जो structure है बदल रहा है और some are flat. There are three different type of the appearance. The earth's surface has different types of the landforms. different types of the landforms. Example, मैंने आपको पहले भी अभी लैंडफॉर्म्स के इस डेफिनेशन से बताया कि कुछ पार्ट एलिवेटेड है, कुछ पार्ट रगड है और कुछ पार्ट आपका फ्लैट है, तीनों अलग. So now there are three major types of the landforms. So now first the mountain, plateau and the plains. So landforms. So is the surface is not same as for the every one. How the landform are formed? कैसे बनता है और कैसे बना? So landforms are formed by the processes acting deep under the earth's surface. It is known as a endogenous process. The solid surface layer of the earth made up number of pieces of the jigsaw. So these pieces, जो number of pieces की बातें आई, इस pieces को हम लोग plates के नाम से जानते हैं. So some plates, this plate works, move parts of the earth surface. ये अर्थ सरफेस पे चारों तरफ मूव करते हैं. So these tectonic plates, particularly two tectonic plates, movement under the earth can create landforms by pushing up mountain and hills. Are pushed up and pulled down. So bent or broken to create a new landforms. All landforms are shaped by exogenous process. Exogenous, that means is a word, and exogenous variable is a variable that is not affected by the other variables. So this process I think near to the earth surface. ये जो exogenous process है ये अर्थ सरफेस के बिल्कुल करीब होता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप ये बोल सकते हैं कि हीट एंड कोल्ड मेक्स रॉक क्रैक एंड ब्रेक. ज्यादा गर्मी हो या ज्यादा सर्दी हो, यहां जो चट्टान का मामला होता है क्रैक और ब्रेक दोनों कंडीशन है. बट सम कंडीशन, सेम कंडीशन अप्लाई, एक्शन या अप्लाई of the people, of the plant and the animals also. Now, the tectonic plates movement under the earth can create landforms by pushing up mountain and the hills. Now, so the next point is the mountain. The mountain, a mountain is a conical mass of the land, rising to much greater height than surrounding area. So its pointed top is called a peak. इसके pointed tops को हम लोग peak के नाम से जानते हैं. Peak मतलब उसको ऊंची चोटियों को कहते हैं peaks. So generally occur in a chain. ये हमेशा एक chain में होता है जिसको हम लोग ranges कहते हैं. It's called the ranges. Range. और there are different type of the example. The mountains here. The Himalayas in Asia, the Alps in Europe, the Rockies in North America, Andes in South America. So these are the example of the mountain ranges. So a mountain, a large landform that rises above the surrounding land as limited area. उसका एक एरिया है, एक बहुत ही लिमिटेड एरिया में, यूजुअली in the form of a peak. A mountain is generally considered to like a steeper than a hill. तो steeper हम क्लियर कर देते हैं स्टूडेंट. steeper मीन्स क्या होता है? जस्ट लाइक अ स्लोप, जिसको आप बोलते हैं ना ढलान. So it is a form through tectonic plates या either force or the volcanism. These forces can locally raise the surface of the earth. So a few mountains are isolated summits. Isolated, I will clear you. Isolated means far away from the places. यानी कुछ दूर या कहीं अलग हटकर. Summits, that means a highest, I think this is the summits means the highest points. But the most occur in huge mountain ranges. So the mountain play a very important roles, my dear student. Significant roles is providing water and food supply in the millions of people all in the all entire world. So it covered around 72% of surface of the earth. Now when I'm telling about a 13% of the world population live in the mountains. So mountain have a very rich variety of, I'm telling, flora and fauna. The two words has come, flora and fauna. I will clear. Flora, the word, the plant of a particular region. वनस्पति पेड़ पौधे से जुड़ा है. And the fauna, I think the animal of a particular region. That means ये जीव जंतु से इसका interaction है. So it is also used for irrigation and the generation of the hydroelectricity. ये बहुत बड़ा benefit है और useful है. Mountains are the crucial factor of the water cycle. उसको crucial factor of the water cycle के रूप में माना जाता है. और ये सबसे बड़ी बात क्या है कि it is a source of the biodiversity and the source of the medicine also. तो biodiversity क्या होता है? Is the among organism from all the sources. और ये जितने sources हैं, biodiversity हो या medicine हो, इन दोनों का इस्तेमाल इनमें होता है. Now, so the mountain may be of the three main types. Three main types I'm telling. First is the fold mountain. Second, block mountain. And third, we talk about volcanic mountains. So now first I will discuss fold mountain. So student, the fold mountain are mountain that form mainly by the effect of folding or layers within the upper parts of the earth crust. Actually, it was formed when the two plates more together, the movement of the two plates into a series of folds. Human effect of folds, mountains, ranges, there are both positive and negative effect. For the following, the people living in the mountain ranges, like I'm telling about tourism. Tourism is a what, my dear student, is a positive effect with the hill walking. अगर कोई भी टूरिस्ट हिल स्टेशन जाता है, वहां के एरिया और वहां के एनवायरमेंट को ज्यादा पसंद करता है, वो अपनी बातों को कहीं पर भी शेयर करता है. तो दैट इज द पॉइंट, इज अ पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड्स. तो ये बहुत ही अच्छा है. उसके अलावा पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड्स के और भी हैं. अट्रैक्टिव सीनरी है एंड रिवर राफ्टिंग एंड क्लाइंबिंग अट्रैक्टिंग पीपुल्स. सो नाउ सो रिवर राफ्टिंग, देन फोल्ड माउंटेन are the most common type of mountain in the world, with the comparison of among three. So some of the most famous ranges are the Himalayas, Andes and Alps, most two important. So now in the mountain, so in the fold mountain, we will discuss two also very important points. One, young and old fold mountains. Young fold mountains and old fold mountains. So young fold mountains are also mountains that are less than about 100 million years old. Where when we comparison of the old mountain, fold mountain, are more than 500 million years old. So young fold mountain are younger in age the comparison of the old fold mountain. Young fold mountain also have ridges, volcanoes, valley, etc. So it is generally located on the margin of continents. So they are present mostly in the direction of northern direction and the western direction. I am telling about the young fold mountain. So I am giving example. So the Rockies and the Andes in the north and the South America. The young fall mountain are formed when two tectonic plates move together. Move together in the sense of with force. So now, so they are higher than of the old fall mountain. It is a very valuable, ये बहुत ही ज़्यादा valuable है several ways के लिए. There are a different type of the several ways and very valuable of the young fall mountain. So now, valuable in the sense of, my dear student, valuable in the sense of hydroelectricity is the most important. I know and you know also. So in this area, यानी young fall mountains में hydroelectricity के uses होते हैं. So this, because these area act most important place for the generation of the electricity. So now old fall mountain. So old fall mountain. So old fall mountain which are round in shape. I am telling about old fall mountains which are round in shape and small in heights. For example, I am telling mountains like Appalachians and the Aravallis. And fall in the category of the old fall mountains, the Aravalli ranges in the oldest ranges of the old fall mountains. In India, I am telling in India. So now they have formed long ago. They are lower than the young fall mountain. These old mountains don't have pointed peak due to erosional activities. Now students, today we have completed chapter 1, Geography, the Earth's major landforms. In this chapter, I have discussed a number of more important points. So, introduction of the Earth, in Earth, layers of the Earth, core, mantle, crust, define, and then in Earth, introduction of landforms, type of landforms, how do we form of the landforms, then afterwards, after mountains, then mountains types. I know you listen carefully students. So I will give some more important question and inside question answer in the Teno app. Then you listen carefully my lecture, my video according to your chapters. Thank you and good day.